Prime Minister Kaja Kallas, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Dear journalists, it is my great pleasure to see so many of you here today, as it is our Independence Day. Dear Jens, dear Ursula, I'm so glad that you accepted my invitation to join us here on our Independence Day when we celebrate our 105th anniversary of Estonia. This means a lot to me, and it also means a lot to Estonian people, so thank you for being here. Let me start by sharing a thought by Diacedes. The secret to happiness is freedom, and the secret to freedom is courage. Estonia had the courage to fight for our freedom. The same applies to our Ukrainian friends. Their fight for freedom today is a reminder that freedom is not given, and it needs constant care. Freedom also needs friends and partners. 31 years ago, when Estonia restored its independence after the Soviet occupation, we set as our foreign and defense policy motto, "We are never alone again." Jens, Ursula, your presence here today is its embodiment. Estonia is a proud member of the European Union and NATO. NATO and the European Union are the cornerstones of not only our freedom and security, but that of the whole Europe. Grey areas, however, create instability and lead to war. They must become the thing in the past. That is why Ukraine's place is in the European Union, and after the end of the war also in NATO. For Estonians, the 24th of February has always been about celebrating freedom. We know that freedom comes at a price. You need to fight for it. Allied presence here in Estonia contributes every day to the security of our country and the alliance as a whole. But Estonia takes its own part of the burden increasingly seriously. We have been significantly boosting our defense spending. It's nearly 3% now. The will of the Estonian people to defend our country is unwavering. The number of volunteers who wish to contribute to national defense has considerably increased. Today, Ukrainians are showing unprecedented courage and commitment in defending their country. The free world needs to show the same courage and support to Ukraine until the last Russian soldier has left Ukraine. Ukraine must win, and the aggressor must be pushed back. For this, we must also believe in Ukraine's victory. Ukraine needs enough weapons and ammunition to win the war. That is why I propose that EU member states jointly procure ammunition for Ukraine. During the pandemic, we were able to react quickly to jointly procure vaccines. Let us act quickly now and send more ammunition to Ukraine. We must keep in mind that the threat Russia poses is a long-term one. In addition to the conventional war, they are also waging a hybrid war to create chaos and divide us. All European countries need to invest more in their own defense and resilience. We cannot be afraid of Russian terror tactics. If we fall for Russia's threats, we will wake up in a much more dangerous world. Ukraine and Russia's other neighbors are not afraid. So why should those countries who are further from Ukraine be afraid? The way this war against Ukraine ends will define peace for generations to come. For any peace to last, there needs to be accountability. Russian crimes against Ukraine and its people must not go unpunished, and no Russian leader can be immune from responsibility. As Team Europe and Team NATO, we have shown significant unity and resolve over the past year. Looking ahead, these are key words we must take with us: courage, belief, accountability, and leave no room for fear. Thank you.
Thank you. The President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, please.
Yes, thank you, Prime Minister, Secretary General, dear Jens, dear Kaja. Thank you very much for hosting us in Tallinn on such a special day. Indeed, the day when 105 years ago Estonia declared its independence. Estonia's determination to remain a free and independent country has been put to the test time and again. But independence was finally restored on the 20th of August 1991. And I also want to share a thought or quote of a famous Estonian, the former president, Lennart Meri, who said, "Europe is not geography. Europe is a unity of principles and an allegiance to principles. Principles shape geography. Geography does not shape principles." End of quote. And this is a truth that Putin has never understood. 1 year on, from the start of his brutal war, Putin has failed to achieve a single one of his strategic goals. Instead of dividing the European Union, he finds us united and determined to stand by Ukraine for as long as it takes. Instead of dominating the global energy market, he has seen his main source of revenue slashed. Instead of wiping Ukraine from the map, he is confronted with a nation more vigorous than ever. Ukraine has become a testament to the bravery of a nation which will never relent in its quest for freedom. We have seen that in every single day of the 365 days since the beginning of this atrocious war. And just as Estonia stands proudly as a free and independent state, Ukraine will prevail.
And to join us here on our Independence Day when we celebrate our 105th anniversary of Estonia. This means a lot to me, and it also means a lot to Estonian people, so thank you for being here. Let me start by sharing a thought by Diacedes. The secret to happiness is freedom, and the secret to freedom is courage. Estonia had the courage to fight for our freedom. The same applies to our Ukrainian friends. Their fight for freedom today is a reminder that freedom is not given and it needs constant care. Freedom also needs friends and partners. 31 years ago, when Estonia restored its independence after the Soviet occupation, we set as our foreign and defense